Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I've recorded. I honestly don't even remember the last time I sat in front of this camera and talked about makeup. So it's time to jump right into that because I miss it so much. So I will be definitely filming a lot more, and yeah, I'm gonna jump into my updated complexion routine because it's definitely changed. And my skin has also definitely changed. I used to be very oily. Now I am combination. So every single morning and night I cleanse my face with the Glam Glow cleanser here. This is a newer one on the shelves. It's amazing. It's the Super Cleanse Clearing Cream to Foam Cleanser, and it's literally cleared my skin up so much. I use a Clarisonic now as well for since April. So that has also helped my skin as well. Had a lot of texture and scarring that is no longer here. So very happy for that. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit more. Woo, 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 and let's get right into this. So I'm going to start by moisturizing with my favorite Glam Glow moisturizer. This is the Nude Glow, so it's got a nice little pinky tinge to it. It doesn't make your skin go pink by all means, but if you're more on the darker complexion, then I would suggest doing the Sun Glow. So moisturizing is very important, especially for those oily skin types. They don't think they have to moisturize, and you do. I love this moisturizer because it gives off a beautiful radiant finish. Really nice. You can just wear it by itself and be good for the day if you like to have that healthy glow. But obviously we're gonna do more. So I usually do that as soon as I get out of the shower, just to give my skin a couple minutes to absorb the actual product before applying a primer right on. So I'm just going to kind of take my sweet time before I do that, because a lot of people will just keep applying, and then their makeup will pill, and they don't know why. Well, you have too much moisturizer going on, too much hydration, too many layers, and it's just not sitting nice. So giving your skin a couple minutes to just kind of soak in the product is the best way to go when you're applying. So then I'm going to take the Becca First Light Priming Filter. It's that nice purple primer everyone sees around. It's beautiful. I just recently started using this. Excuse me. I recently just started using this because I have a million primers and I can never find one that I love. But I've been loving this. It is so lightweight. It has that purple color just to kind of brighten up the skin tone if you got any dull areas. It's really nice to mix in with the Becca Full Coverage foundation, just to kind of loosen it up a little bit so it doesn't look so heavy on the skin. But today I'm going to be making a little cocktail of foundations. It's been my favorite combination just when the summer's kind of been transitioning into fall. This weather has been crazy. It's been super hot, super cold. My skin doesn't know what's going on, so I've been finding that this combination is beautiful. So it's the Tarte 12 Hour Wear Amazonian Clay Foundation in the shade Fair Beige. My hands are all greasy from putting that stuff on. So I'm just going to apply that to the back of my hand. I'm going to say just about that amount. So majority is going to be this guy because I love the finish of Tarte. Tarte's a vegan company, mineral oil free as well, and this foundation has actually, I think, been a little part of why I'm not oily anymore, because it minimizes your oil and it restores the moisture in your skin. So it balances your skin out in a foundation, which is amazing, and because it's mineral oil free, it does not clog my pores and break me out. So I have found my all-time favorite foundation, and I mix it with the new IT Cosmetics, stands for Innovative Technology. She teamed up with dermatologists and plastic surgeons to create every product in this line, so there are skincare benefits. It is a full coverage. I would say it's more medium. Anti-aging, hydrating serum is in here, and there's an SPF of 50 plus. So I have the color Light, which is a little too dark for me. I wish I had gotten the Fair, but that's okay. So I can't mix in too much or else I will turn way too dark. Oh, hair. So I just kind of added one pump in with that, and then I'm gonna take my little mixing tool I have right here, and I'm gonna mix the two together on the back of my hand. And this is great to do so you can let your moisturizer and primer sink into the skin. So don't do this beforehand, always do it after and you'll be good to go. If you used a little too much on the back of your hand, that's okay. It's full coverage but looks like skin once it's on, in my opinion. So adding a little bit more won't hurt. It'll just add a little bit more coverage. So what I find, like, I add the IT Cosmetics into the Tarte and it makes it a little bit more liquidy because it is a clay-based foundation. So if you don't like the thickness of it, then just pump in a little bit more of a hydrating foundation and you'll be good to go. So I'm going to now just dot this all over my skin. This is my next step that I do. And I go a little crazy. I literally just dot everywhere and then I start blending. This does not dry down by any means, so don't worry about having to work at an area at a time because you'll be good. And I'm going to use everything that I had on my hand just to finish everything off. You usually will get the gist of how much you need. And I have so many brushes for this. What one do I want to use? I'm gonna use, okay, so I'll talk about my favorite things to apply this with. I just upgraded for my 2018 VIB Rouge, so you get the mini 56 brush. I don't have the full-size 56, I have the mini. It's the exact same thing. I think I'm gonna use this one today, just because a lot of people know of this one. And if you spend $1,000 in Sephora, you get your VIB Rouge. So yeah, I'm gonna use this guy, but I do also like to use number 95. This is the Core Diffused Angle Brush. It's like stippling on the outside and then it's a little bit more thick and dense on the inside. I love this as well. And I also like using the stippling brush, but I will use this today. So if you like this brush, 56 from Sephora, absolutely amazing. And I'm actually going to take this under my eyes as well because it is so light that it's not going to crease up or anything. So see how that just blends beautifully? Like, a lot of people are afraid to use brushes because they say it's streaky. I mean, it's going to be streaky if you're like doing this, but literally if you just take like little tapping motions while you're blending, you'll be good to go. So basically where I applied, like the way I applied is the same way I'm gonna blend. So starting at the cheek, chin, upper lip, next cheek, nose, and then forehead. And I love the colors together. It gives off, I find the Fair Beige Tarte kind of makes me look a little on the pink side, and then kind of adding in the light from the IT Cosmetics just makes it look a little more tan because I don't know about you, but I like to be a little darker than my neck. If you're fair, you probably understand. You don't want to look like a washed out ghost. So just applying a little darker of an undertone will help. Just make sure that you're not looking orange on the neckline. And I just like to kind of take it just underneath the jaw to blend. I hate bringing foundation down to the neck, just because I do have sensitive skin. I will literally break out if I do that. So no foundation on the neck. I think we're good. Just gonna make sure everything's blended. There's no streaks or anything. And look at that coverage. Like, still has that nice glow to it, which I love because this is a pretty matte foundation. So if you aren't a fan of matte foundations, do a little radiance underneath and then you'll be good to go. So you'll get that full coverage of the matte, but you'll get the look of a glow, like radiance, because of the moisturizer. Alright, jumping right into NARS concealer. I use the shade Chantilly. Duh. So fair. How could I not use that shade? I mean, vanilla's really light too, but vanilla's very pink. And I like to have a little bit more of a neutral yellow undertone to my skin. So I'm just going to take a little flat brush like this. You really can use any flat brush you want for applying concealer. I just like to use a smaller and thinner one so that I can be a little bit more direct with where I'm applying it. So I'm just keeping it under the eye area. This coverage is so good. It's full coverage, yet looks like skin. I'm all about that. There never used to be such a thing. If you wanted full coverage, you were gonna be a cakey mess. So this is the soft matte concealer. It's not gonna dry down too matte under the eye to the point where it looks completely like thick and heavy, because I find that matte concealers can look a little intense sometimes. And it is buildable, so just kind of in my inner corner area, I'm applying a little bit more. But I'm like blending as I'm applying. Sometimes I like to just apply it with the brush nice and heavily, and then I go in with like a beauty blender or my favorite cake and bake sponge, which looks like this. So cool, right? And then you can really get in there. But I don't feel like doing that today. I actually think it takes a little longer to do that, so I don't want it. And you can probably see it's a little lighter than my skin tone because I really like to have my under eye kind of give off that brightening effect. So going one shade lighter than your actual complexion will be the best for brightening. The only thing is you can't, if you do want to use it for spot concealment, learned it the hard way. My Estee Lauder foundation from the summertime, I used the Chantilly to spot conceal on Ivory Nude Double Wear, and you could literally see where I had spot concealed. So I would probably have to go to Creme Brulee in the concealer, which I don't want to buy two different concealer colors, so. Thankfully I don't have to spot conceal anymore though, because the foundation does enough. And then I just kind of like to blend a little bit on the tops of my eyes, just to help with any discoloration that I have. Look at this coverage. So good. So good. So good. Ba, ba, ba. Alright. Me and my boyfriend always do that when we are together every time. Can't help it. Alright, so now I'm gonna set. Honestly, I have found a wonderful under eye setting powder that's super cheap. It's the e.l.f. under eye high definition under eye setting powder. I never used to be like an under eye setting powder kind of girl. Oh, just dropped a brush. Great. Gonna have to clean that again. Just cleaned it yesterday. Anyways, I never used to be like an under eye setting kind of girl, and then I got like all this makeup from a friend, and I'm pretty sure it was from a friend, and it had the e.l.f. under eye brightening powder in it, and I was like, okay, cool. I've never used one before, but I'm gonna. And so I'm really weird. I like to take it on a fluffy like eyeshadow blending brush, just because I find that it really packs it on nicely without looking like I've applied too much powder. So now my under eye is a little bit more matte, which I like it, rather than super shiny. It does have little flecks of sparkle in it, just to keep it with that brightening aspect. So if you don't like sparkles, you will hate this. But I think it just does that finishing touch, and it just kind of brings it all together. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So I zoomed you up a little bit more, just so I can go in with some other products, and then you can see me a little bit better. Then I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Loose Setting Powder. I'm obsessed with this setting powder, and I'm going to use the brush 55 from Sephora. It's the airbrush brush. Love it for setting my powder, and then I'm going to just roll it on the skin. So what I love about this setting powder is it literally has this blurring effect. So it just kind of blurs out any other imperfections that are coming through my foundation that I did not get to fix. So like pores, a little bit of texture it'll blur out. I love it. And it sets the skin without looking too matte. I still got my glow going on, but it just kind of mattifies it a little bit more so you don't have that super shiny look. And I find this press and roll to be the best way to apply it. You don't get any powder fallout, which is amazing, and you don't waste as much product. Alright, so now that we are all set, I'm just going to go in with contouring and then we're basically done. So, for contouring, I have recently got the Shade and Light eye palette and I'm obsessed with the top middle shade for contouring. This guy right here. So that one there is called Lazarus. Right here. Lazarus. And I am going to take... Don't know what this is. I got it from an Ipsy. It's just an angled brush from Beauty Basics. And I love it. So I'm just going to pick up that color about 4 or 5 times. I think my brush is still a little wet from cleaning it last night, so let's see how this goes. Perfect. So I'm just tucking it, kind of if you place like your brush right there, I'm just going to tuck it in that contoured section. And I'm not really doing much today, so I'm basically just going to contour. I'm not going to really bronze because I don't need to. We're just going to mimic this on the other side. This is the perfect contour shade for anyone who is fair like I am and likes a more cool toned contour, because a lot of those contour shades are very warm and they end up looking orangey on the skin, and I don't want to look like I have an orange line on my face. I want it to look like it's a shadow, so it looks like I just kind of chiseled it out a little bit more. And then I'm going to add that to the forehead, along the perimeter, around the hairline. Just to bring a little bit more color to my skin. And my brush is definitely still a little wet, which sucks, because it's making the color go on a little heavier than I like, but that's okay. So just on the sides of the temples to connect the two. Cool. And then I'm just going to take this little, it's a fake Artiste brush, because those are expensive. If you can find a dupe, then do it up. I love it for nose contouring. I'm not doing a heavy nose contour, just very light, because like I said, I'm not really doing much today, so don't want to go full L with that. But I love it. Like, it's super easy to use, has the perfect thickness for my nose, and that's all I'm gonna do today. I really don't care about bronzing because I'm already super fair and I feel like my face is already a little too dark for my neck, so bronzer will just make it look worse. And we're going into fall, winter now, so bronzing, I don't really need to do much of that anymore, so I don't get tan, so it's more of a summer thing. Okay, and I just got the brand new Jeffree Star Mani MUA Uranus. So let's use that bad boy to highlight today. How stunning. Like, beautiful. I have Eclipse as well. I've really messed it up though, because my top layer was like messed. It wouldn't like swatch for me or anything, so I took a spoolie and I completely took off the top layer of my Eclipse. So it looks super messy, but it works a lot better now. I didn't want to go through the hassle of doing the exchange and all that shit. If you ever have issues with any product, any highlighters, eyeshadows, anything like that, just kind of scrape the top layer and you'll be good to go. Alright, so let's take this Uranus to my face and watch the magic happen. so pigmented, as Manny would say. And I'm just leaving my brows not done because I'm gonna do my brows in another video. Wow, this is like the most perfect white gold highlighter I've ever seen. I have nothing like it, which made me need it. If I had something like it though, I would probably buy it anyways. I buy everything that Manny and Jeffrey come out with, I swear. I love those guys. Alright. So now that I'm highlighted to shit, we're basically done. I just have to pop brows on, and I don't use a setting powder or setting spray because it kind of messes with my face. It separates throughout the day. So that's it for the complexion routine. I'll zoom you back out. Oh, just kidding, zoom you in. Alright, so that's it for my complexion routine. If you would like to see more, let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel, please. Leave any comments, leave thumbs up. Yeah, do what you gotta do, and I'd really appreciate it. Appreciate you being here, appreciate you watching this video. Thanks for kind of following me and subscribing me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys, peace.